Thank you, Mr. President, to my Senate colleagues. My kids were the very first generation who got those cell phones when they had kind of become ubiquitous. So they were the guinea pigs. It was 8 to 10 years ago. And I knew that they were a problem. And so my husband and I were very careful to make sure we set up rules in our household in regards to, checking your device in before you go to bed. And it did create struggles in our relationships with our kids because the pull of those phones is so strong. But we did our best to struggle through that and get those devices put away before bedtime. But then we sent them to school, and the schools worked against us. By 9th grade, my kids were required to sign up for Instagram because there was a school assignment that was a very clever assignment, but there was a school assignment where they had to create Instagram characters that had to do with like the Crucible. It was very cute, but they required that my kids have an Instagram account. They used apps on the phone to keep track of homework. So when we said to our kid at 11 p.m., it's time to turn your device in, they said, I can't give you my device because my homework is on the app and I haven't finished my homework. And we, as parents, couldn't stay up until 1 a.m. and the kid still had homework to do, so the device didn't get turned in. I support this bill. I am so thrilled that we can do this for parents that are out there struggling in the same way. We can help them put limits on these phones, and I wish that we could have done this sooner and it could have helped me 8 to 10 years ago, but at least we can do it now. So I have full support of this bill. I'll yield to questions.
You do have a couple questions, Senator. Recognize the Senator from the 36.
Thank you, Mr. President. Senator Yield.
I do.
Senator, you may have be familiar with this. Isn't it true that I have read accounts that the folks in Silicon Valley who come up with all these advanced technical breakthroughs with phones technology, that it's been widely covered that they in fact strongly control their children's access to these instruments, the very folks who are at the top of in Silicon Valley.
Yes. In fact, I remember hearing 8 to 10 years ago when my children first got these devices, started using them, is that the people who invented them did not allow their children to have them. So they knew that what they were putting into kids' hands was not good for them. And here we are 8 to 10 years later,
right,
finally dealing with it.
Thank you. Thank you, Senator.
If there are no other questions.
You have one more
Okay,
question. Senator
I'll
from
yield.
37.
Does the lady yield?
I do.
Appreciate your presentation. I was going to go to the well, but you said everything I was going to say. Thank you for that. This is big policy. Isn't it true that this is going to make a really big impact? And have you seen an issue before that has this big of an impact that we have almost overwhelming bipartisan support for in this chamber?
This can have a huge impact. I predict that many measurements will change. Reading scores will go up. Social skills will improve because all of those measures went down when cell phones became ubiquitous. So if we can pass this, then I think a lot of the measures we have in terms of measuring the health of our children will begin to go up.
Does lady yield for one further question?
I do.
Isn't it true that even if we believe that there should be a ban through 12th grade, a ban through 8th grade is a good first step?
It is a good first step. I would love to see it through 12th grade, but this is a good first step, absolutely.
Thank you.
If there are no more questions.
You have no more questions, Senator.
Thank you.